Get your films on with the Blurds.
Once an idea has taken hold of the brain, it's almost impossible to eradicate.
Unpacking movies has never been more spot on, woke, fire, and just plain lit.
They are lit all the time.
So if you're unsure whether or not to plop down some cash for a film, check out the Blurds.
When a man with a 45 meets a man with a rifle, the man with a pistol is a dead man.
Brondo's got what plants crave.
It's got electrolyte.
You really only need to hang mean bastards. But mean bastards, you need to hang.
Don't say you weren't warned. Here's Brandon and Jeff.
All right, hi, and welcome to the newly dubbed The Film Blurds. Our last podcast, we didn't really have a name for it because we're lazy. But we went to the lab, we polled some people, and we said, you know what, we're black. And we're nerds and we're talking about film, so yeah, let's do that. So my name is Jeff Stewart. I am a filmmaker, a writer, a producer, a avid comic book fan, a cinephile, and general asshole. And I am joined here with my co-host, Brandon Norwood, who is also a filmmaker, a writer, producer, educator, a big old fucking nerd. His afro gets higher every time I see him, and he gets thinner. It's like a Stephen King movie. And we're here to talk about all things film, nerd in general, culture, and to generally kind of piss people off and disagree with each other. But we come together at the end and have, we hug. It'll be nice. So
it's just fucking movies.
It's just fucking movies, man. It's an art form, but just like all art forms, you don't have to take it home.
Correct.
All right. So Brandon came up with, because last time we were talking, we went in depth for like 5 hours about Zack Snyder's Justice League, because legally you have to call it Zack Snyder's Justice League, otherwise it's not the same movie. And so this time Brandon has come up with a more structured way for us to do this, so we sound more intelligible. So Brandon, I'm going to let you start with our first segment.
Okay, well, let's do some cleanup on Justice League, because I sent you some stuff.
Yeah.
Dude, every day there's new shit coming about this movie. I mean, like, it makes like a whole studio seem like ran by fucking monkeys.
I mean, we already knew it was ran by fucking chimps. But, they expected so much more and they gave us so much less. But we're talking about the name, right?
Let's reveal the name.
Okay, so Zack Snyder,
the metaphor,
fucking poetry, baby. You don't know, bro? Don't you poet?
He really did say that shit too.
So Zack Snyder, master artist, thespian, filmmaker, and just America's new poet laureate, didn't want to call Batman v Superman. Oh wait, no, was it Batman v Superman or Justice League?
Batman. It was Batman v Superman, but then that was Justice League was what Chris Terrio
right.
Justice League Resurrections or some shit like that.
So all right, so the Justice League movie, so the Batman versus Superman movie originally was going to be called. Okay, hold on for this. All right, you ready? Son of Sons, Night of Nights. So son, as in, S-O-N, of sun, as in the huge fucking star that heats our planet, comma, Night of Nights, night spelled like, medieval night with a K, of nights, because Batman does shit at night because he's a dark knight,
and Superman gets his powers from the sun,
right?
And he fights during the day,
right? Because he's the son of the sun.
Yeah.
So when Brandon texted me that, I went on an hour-long diatribe, all via text, of how fucking stupid that was. And yes, in the article that we read, Zack Snyder was kind of spitballing. But is that what, like, that's where he spitballed? That was his opening salvo. You know,
that would be like my last ditch attempt,
right?
Not my first one.
Son of sons.
And it's also indicative nobody had a vision.
Yeah,
this whole time,
right?
Because each movie's a reactionary movie. Like Justice League's reactionary to BVS. Like, yeah,
and the whole entire DCEU is just reactionary to Marvel.
Yeah,
you know. So yeah. So Son of Sun, Night of Night. So for anyone who has ever complained about Batman v Superman, you got it so easy, man. Like, you got it so easy.
Yes.
Like, I can't imagine going to the box office and saying, yes, can I get one ticket for Son of Sun, Night of Night? And you got to say the whole entire thing. You got.
Yo, now that you said that out loud, it sounds like a porn parody.
I don't know if I was telling you this, or if I was talking to someone else. You know how bad a movie is when it doesn't have a porn parody. Justice League is such a bad movie that you cannot find, like, Brazzers didn't touch it. Fucking Evil Angel, none of them were like, you know what?
There's already Asylum been even tried.
Asylum, like, there's already been enough fucking with this movie. Like, it's fucked the audience.
Right.
Like,
right.
no more fucking with this movie. Like, right. they hands off.
Right. I don't know. Like, dude, because every time they reach out to Kevin Tushihara, whose main fault is this is all is because they didn't push the movie back.
Right.
If you didn't know this, they didn't push it back because if they did, they want to get their bonuses. Him and Jeff Silverman or Greg Silverman.
Do we know how much their bonuses were?
I don't know. Who knows?
Like, you run a fucking movie studio. You have, like, carte blanche. You can walk into any restaurant in Hollywood and get whatever you want for free. What's an extra $100,000 to you? Because you're not going to spend it.
Well, that's why he's gone. He found out casting couch shit that him and Brett Ratner were doing, and
don't get me started on Brett Ratner. Ugh.
When that came out, I was like, oh, I'm not surprised.
Like when I heard that, like, Brett Ratner was involved, and, like, mind you, let me put this out there: Brett Ratner didn't touch anybody that I know of, or in the Kevin Tushihara story, but he kind of sort of set it up.
Yes,
right. So, like, just to put that out there, I'm not calling him a rapist or anything like that, or a diddler.
That's true. Yeah, he was the go-between.
He's a facilitator,
but he's still guilty.
Fucking, he Iceberg Slim that shit. You know, like, so guilty. Yeah, but yeah, like Brett Ratner, I've heard stories of how he rolls, and, like, so that wasn't surprising. But Kevin, I shouldn't have been surprised, but I was, because, like, yeah, I don't know. He seems like the most unoffensive person in the world, so him having any sort of, like, extras you know, seemed implausible.
Yes, I don't know. Oh well.
Yeah. So
what have you watched lately?
Oh, so do we have any more BV? Like, do we have any more Justice League? Like,
I have no more cleanup other than. Did you want to get into the Joss Whedon stuff, or
what Joss Whedon stuff?
Oh, that he was a dickhead on set and he treated people, like, super unfairly.
Oh yeah, I mean, we can get into that, but, like, I've always not liked Joss Whedon just because his name is Joss. It's like someone who goes by Topher. I hate fucking Tophers. Like, I like Topher Grace because he's a real cinephile and everything like that. He seems like a pretty good dude. But there's like automatically anyone who does that to their name pisses me off.
Well, it could be because it sounds like gopher, and you think of a rodent.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah, it could be. Yeah, but I didn't like Joss because I don't trust a man who is too feminist in his leanings. Let me explain myself when I say that. It's like someone who, like a white person, sorry, quote unquote, who's too into Black Lives Matter.
Yes.
You know,
Yeah.
You're trying too fucking hard, and it's because you're hiding something, because you did some shit. You know, like you can be an ally, but if you're kind of fucking caping for me harder than I'm caping for myself, it's like you're compensating, and there's something up with that. So like, when everyone was talking about like, oh my God, Joss Whedon, he really he understands women and he writes women really well, and I'm like, and he's like just his real ally and everything like that. I was like, what's up?
But he did have like a bunch of female writers around him, so I'm guaranteeing you
that you never hear about. That's the thing.
He was probably taking their stuff and just
yeah, you never hear about like the writers' room who actually do the work. Like,
exactly.
The war room. You hear about like the showrunner.
And now all you hear coming out of the writers' room of each show he was on is that he was like a bully and he was mean.
Yeah, like unfortunately, when you are creative, usually creatives come from a place of
ego,
right? But also, growing up, you probably weren't the most popular person. I know I was a big old fucking nerd, and like I got no ass. I didn't get laid until I was 25. Well, not really. Like, just taking that back. I'll step that back a little bit like that. But like anyone who's successful in the entertainment business is proving something to somebody.
True.
And some people's damage is deeper and darker than others.
Yeah, because there's new stuff every day now.
Yeah, like when Me Too, really started to percolate and like go like mainstream and bigger and everything like that, like I would watch the newspapers hoping that I didn't see my favorite actor or actor or director or producer like having some bullshit put out there about them. Is like, not when I say bullshit, is like they did something fucking horrible. I'm not taking away from the Me Too movement at all. Like, and I do believe that this shit happens all the time because, unfortunately, power does corrupt. Like, if you want to talk about, we're going to get into Black Falcon and the White Winter Soldier later on, but homeboy Lamar said it best in episode 5, where he says, "Power makes you more of who you already were."
Yes.
Yeah. And so, it's true about anything. Power, money, it's all the same thing. So if you were an asshole, if you were a rapist asshole before you got money, you're going to be a rapist asshole when you get money.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know how we got on that subject, but yes, I am an ally, but I am not too much of an ally because I cannot understand the struggle of women. I will never understand the struggle of women. I can support them, but I've never been a woman. So, my opinion is, and my point of view is very minimal.
Same.
So
Same.
Wow, we got fucking deep right there.
Yeah,
Jesus
a little
Christ.
too deep.
Oof, look at my dick.
Oh, shit.
All right, so now we're going to talk about what we watched this week.
Right.
And I watched a lot of stuff throughout the week, as you do. And I have 3 movies in particular that I want to talk about that I watched. And one of them I really want to kind of deconstruct and shit all over.
Okay.
But I'm going to let you go first because I don't want to I feel like I've been monopolizing the time here. So.
Okay, so I watched a movie called Monday with Sebastian Stan and some new French girl about 2 people who fall in love and you follow their relationship over 6 months, and standard indie drama, just well acted, well shot. But that shit is like watching a porn, man. It's just a lot of fucking.
I mean,
but it's art. That's why they get away with it,
right? You fucking put some diffusion over the lights and shit like that. You use a couple of shadows, and that's where porn becomes art, But
I was like, damn, Sebastian Stan put it out there,
and let's give it to Sebastian Stan. That dude, he can morph physically, not as extreme as some other actors, but if you watch him in The Devil All the Time versus any of the Marvel movies. That is a huge fucking transformation, and so I'm guessing he was looking real cut in this movie, or did he look like me?
Like you, Jeff?
Well, he had a dad bod. Let's give it up to dad bods fucking on camera. We need more of that shit. Just bellies, just
you know what, man,
flapping.
But the thing is, I would, but after a while, there's only so much romance I want to watch. You know what I mean? goddamn, especially one that's
what you said to your last girlfriend. So much romance I can take,
bro. Goddamn 2 hours, bro. I get it. After a while, I get it. You know what I mean? I've been there. Or it starts off nice and it gets shitty, and then you realize, oh shit, we might be just stuck together.
All right. Yeah. So should I watch or take the sex scenes off the table? Should I watch Monday?
Just watch the Before trilogy. You know what I'm saying?
That's when you said that. When you said it's the a relationship over the course of 6 months is but already Ethan Hawke did it better.
Yeah,
in the
exactly.
The Before trilogy.
So yeah,
so everyone's trying to get to that. Everyone's trying to do that Linklater shit. And he fucking dropped the mic on that shit.
I mean, when you have no money, you got to play the hits,
right?
Make it good enough just so you get your foot in. And I guess Sebastian Stan wanted to do something other than Bucky. I get it.
Everybody wants to feed their soul. The Marvel movies and the TV shows.
Feed your pockets and your house.
Fucking. Blu-rays don't buy themselves, man. I'm gonna keep it clean. I said something else earlier, and I don't want to alienate anyone with any kind of cocaine problems. So. But yeah, stuff costs money, and sometimes you got to whore yourself out and do a Disney or a Marvel movie. But sometimes you just want to dance and you want to be naked on camera with a French actress and talk about love for 2 hours.
You know what? I'll give it up for him. He tried though. It's not like it's a bad performance.
I don't know if Sebastian Stan is a good actor or not.
Same.
I've never hated anything he's been in, and I've never noticed his acting.
Yes.
And I don't know if that's a good or bad thing. That I've never actually noticed his acting.
It's just so it won't sink the movie. You know what I mean?
Right,
it's
right.
You cast him in something, you know what you're gonna get, and you're gonna be like, okay, this is enough for enough. The mainstream audience. Right.
It's okay, so there's a knob that goes from Laurence Olivier to fucking Carrot Top, and 5 is mediocre. Sebastian Stan is at 6.
Yep. 6 or 7.
6 or 7. Not quite mediocre, but he's not. I don't know if he's good or not. He hasn't been challenged yet.
Yeah. So, and then we in lieu of later another segment, I watched Mortal Kombat 1 and 2.
So did I.
Ooh.
So did I.
Ooh.
And I'm going to talk about Mortal Kombat 1 and Mortal Kombat Annihilation.
Listen, I want to say this now. If Mortal Kombat Annihilation is your favorite movie, I do not want to hear your taste in movies.
Like, I don't want to know you.
Yeah, that movie, holy shit, is that an abomination?
So I was watching Mortal Kombat 1 as I do late night with a bottle of scotch and some Ambien, and it came to me like all us filmmakers are doing it wrong. Like, everyone wants to be like Scorsese. You want Scorsese's career, or you want Spike Lee's career, or you want Tarantino's career. No. You want Paul W.S. Anderson's career. All right? Because this dude consistently has put out shitty video game movies for the last 20, 25 years, and he keeps getting money. And also, he gets to inseminate Mila Jovovich. Like, he's winning.
He's the Brett Ratner of the video game franchise. You put it in, you know what you're gonna get, and you pull it out.
Right. Like Paul W.S. Anderson, because you got to put the W.S. in there legally, because you don't want to get him confused
With Paul Thomas Anderson.
with Paul Thomas Anderson.
Imagine him making Magnolia. Raining zombie frogs.
Fucking slow-mo zombie frogs in fucking 3D. Fuck that motherfucker. Anyway, but the only good movie he has ever done is Event Horizon.
Never seen it because I know there's like 2 hours of critical shit missing.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, they say like the original cut of that movie is amazing, and then Paramount had them cut it to 2, and it got destroyed in a fire because, you know, it's Paramount.
Right, you know, it's like it was waiting to happen.
That's why they're the only movies they haven't sold off have been Mission Impossible. They don't even know how to make a Star Trek movie
because they're in the cloud. The only reason those movies are still because the rough cuts are on the cloud, so you can't burn down the cloud.
Every day I can't wake up and I'm like, Amazon bought a new Paramount movie. I'm like, what the fuck are they doing?
I mean, if you want to talk about Amazon or Netflix buying Paramount movies, I mean, we can get a whole entire conversation about the Cloverfield paradox. Like, we should talk about that Cloverfield series in general. Like, we should have an entire podcast on that.
That was weird how we went from a monster movie, kaiju monster movie, to an alien invasion, right back to
like a hybrid of an alien invasion / kaiju movie.
Yeah.
But with none of the excitement of either one of them.
Yes.
Actually, the Cloverfield paradox is honestly the closest thing we have gotten to Event Horizon without being good.
Okay.
Yeah. And like, honestly, I'm a big fan of Event Horizon. It is actually still one of the only movies that kind of scares me.
See, I still do want to see it though.
Yeah. Like, it's like knowing that they cut 2 hours out of it makes sense because it is very choppy, but the acting, the staging, everything about it is beyond competent. If you only had Event Horizon to go on, you would actually think that Paul W.S. Anderson was the next coming of horror or sci-fi. But then you watch Resident Evil and Mortal Kombat. Well, he didn't do Mortal Kombat about Annihilation.
Resident Evil.
All of the Resident Evils.
Almost all of them.
Which one didn't he do?
Third one, and I think the one after that.
Okay. And he did Monster Hunter, which I saw recently.
Is that good?
Nigga, what do you think? Is it good? It's like, look, Paul W.S. Anderson is not good at all. It's enjoyable, sort of, if you're high, and also if you know nothing about Monster Hunter, and also if you just are a really big Mila Jovovich fan, or if you really are a big Ron Perlman fan, which I'm all of those things.
You know, as you're describing Event Horizon and then talking about all these other movies, I'm just picturing my head from Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back, Gus Van Sant just directing Scream 4. And they're like, Gus, it's a fucking monkey. And he's just sitting there counting the money like, yeah. That's I feel like PTA, he's just on set, just counting the money.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Mila, go do your thing.
Do a flip.
Yeah.
Do a flip.
God damn it.
It's like, do a flip, baby.
God damn it, Paul. I need some direction.
Left. That's the left.
Slash X Q. Square.
Yeah. So, yeah. How do we get on Paul W.S. Anderson?
Mortal Kombat.
Mortal Kombat. Right? Yeah, we're gonna get into like the new Mortal Kombat later.
But these first two movies, the first one has big '90s energy. You know?
Oh my god!
Damn!
It is. The acting is horrible. The combat with a K, the combat with a C is bad. The set design is horrible.
Bro, tell me how it looks like the first 30 minutes they had the budget of like a $10 million movie, and then the rest of the budget went into the rest of the movie, and it still looked like they were missing another 20 million.
Cocaine, man. Cocaine, you know?
Like, I just remember the dude, Sonya, running up to a henchman with a shotgun in a club full of dancing people. The dude starts firing the machine gun. Nobody gets shot.
Nobody gets shot. Right. Nobody
I was like,
gets
what the fuck?
Fucking shot. And the worst acting. Who played Sonya Blade again in that?
Bridget Wilson. 90s crush. She always played the, stereotypical bad bitch who falls in love with the goofy dude at the end.
Yeah, like, no, she's a horrible act. Like, everybody was, like, the guy they had played Johnny Cage was so you expect me to believe that he has a career?
As a martial artist.
Like a martial artist or a superstar.
Remember the Spielberg? That's disrespectful to Spielberg.
Right? Like, I never noticed that when I saw it in theater. It's like, oh shit, they fucking he put fucking Spielberg in the fucking...
I was like, holy shit. How are they not buried somewhere? Because Spielberg is like the mob of Hollywood.
And honestly, like, full disclosure, I fell asleep 3 times trying to watch that fucking movie. Like, it was boring. It was so dumb. And what really did it for me, what really made me say to myself, I don't really need to check in and examine this at all, is when the dragon ship showed up.
Oh my god!
To take them to fucking Combat Island.
It looked like a toddler made that shit.
Man, it looked like Disney Imagineering. Like someone tried to revamp Pirates of the Caribbean, the ride, and it was like, let's put a fucking dragon ship in there.
Yeah, that shit was so bad.
And like, I'm not one to nitpick when it comes to like pacing or story or anything like that. When in these movies or in an action movie or something like that. But the one question I had was, how the fuck did she get on the ship?
Who?
Sonya. Like, she was running.
Right.
And then she's just on the ship.
I thought there was a shot of her, like, going on the little platform.
Like, there's no, like, I think she just runs through the fog and is on the ship.
Oh, well, fuck me.
Like, because, like, the ship had already kind of left.
Yeah, it was looking like it was backing out.
Right. Well, yeah, because sailboats back out. That's how sailing works, I think. Right? You can back up a sail ship, right?
I guess you got a button for the wind. Blow back.
You just have a whole bunch of slaves just blowing like fucking just in the other fucking direction, man. That's science, baby. You don't know nothing about sailing technology. Yeah, that really that whole entire sequence.
And then they did some interesting things with the characters, like Sub-Zero and Scorpion were friends under Shao Kahn's mind control. And they're in for like 2 scenes and they're done.
Yeah.
The 2 biggest characters of the franchise.
Right, like the 2 characters that are on literally all the merchandise since Mortal Kombat has begun.
Yeah.
was like, we'll put him in. They sort of gave Sub-Zero and Scorpion the Darth Maul treatment.
Yes.
You know, like where it's like, all right, we got this cool guy, and we're gonna put him in this. All the marketing and everything like that. We're only gonna have him in the movie for 10 minutes.
You know what? Let's move on to Annihilation, because that's what I want to.
Yeah, man. Talk about Annihilation.
Annihilation is curious because they recasted basically the entire movie except for Robin's show, and then his girlfriend, and that was the only other person, was him and his girlfriend, and that was it. Like,
Yeah.
that's all you knew. And then tell me how it was worse. Like, all the people they recasted, they were worse.
Well, I can tell you how it was worse. Like, very rarely does a sequel to a bad movie get better, you know? Like, you can go from Terminator to Terminator 2 or Alien to Aliens. Oh, they're both James Cameron movies. Maybe that's a connection we should talk about. But anyway, but you can't go from shit to like less shit.
Well, we might see that with Suicide Squad, right?
I'm considering Suicide Squad just a reboot. It just happens to have Margot Robbie in it.
Really?
Yeah, man, because
he is old and over like half of them, though, from the previous movie.
Is he?
Like, because, you know, Captain Boomerang's back.
I guess,
Joel
yeah.
Kinnaman's back. Viola Davis is back.
Yeah, I'm calling it a soft reboot because it doesn't seem like a sequel because no one really kind of remembers the first one, you know. Yeah. But like we'll judge that one, like whether it's a sequel or a soft reboot. But it's definitely going to be. It's one of those rare cases where the movie that comes after it is going, like, automatically is going to be superior to the first one. Like, it literally could be 2 hours of James Gunn with sock puppets, and it would be better than the David Ayers masterpiece.
I can't. That is Warner Brothers. I ain't David Ayer. They took that movie away from him and had a trailer company cut that movie.
Look, I love music. I love music as much as the next person. But
what is that? What is that?
Well, like the whole entire thing is an extended music video. Honestly, like there's no silence in the movie. Most of the scenes have some sort of soundtrack to it, which I find disconcerting. Nothing breathes. And I've said this before. David Ayers is a great writer when you're doing, like, if you need a movie about crooked cops in South Central LA or World War II tank personnel, he's the guy to go to. I don't think he's I'm not going to say he's not a good director. I'm going to say he is competent at best.
Okay. All right. Fair enough.
You know, like,
because his best movie is Training Day. He ain't direct that.
Right. Like his best writing movie is Training Day. And I kind of liked End of Watch a lot until the very end.
Yes.
Like I was in it for End of Watch.
Because cops who were been greenlit, they would have been pulled immediately. Like they can't legally stay on the force.
Like all of that, true.
Because that means collateral damage to the rest of the force.
Right. But beyond that, I am mad that Jake Gyllenhaal lived. You know?
Shit. You want Michael Pena?
Look. We all saw that scene. If you didn't see that scene, watch that movie. Both those dudes are dead.
Oh, like they took like 800 bullets to the chest.
Like,
you know what I'm saying? Like those dudes rolled up on them.
Yeah,
because the whole thing was in night vision, wasn't it?
Was that? I can't remember if it was at night or during like the afternoon or something like that. But all those, like both those dudes got fucking got.
Yes.
Like, and the fact that, like, fucking, Jake Gyllenhaal is got a cast on because, so he got real hurt, and he's at Michael Pena's funeral, and it's like, oh, dude, you were on top of him. like you were the human shield. How does the human shield live?
He was on crutches, I think.
Right,
And that was
he was
it.
in crutches. Oh, my toe. Fuck that bullshit. Like, if both of those characters had died, I would have said that was a great movie. But the fact that Jake Gyllenhaal lived, it made me angry. Fucking really angry.
Hollywood racism.
I didn't want to say it, but you know, Jake Gyllenhaal sells more tickets than Michael Pena. Like Michael Pena sells 1 ticket, Jake Gyllenhaal sells 1.5. No one's fucking lining up for a Jake Gyllenhaal movie.
To be fair, Homeboy's been great and everything. Is just he's not on our run
Right
to the cinema. For.
Right, he's not a superstar. You know, he's an actor.
Yeah,
You know, there's
he's the dude trying to win the Oscar.
right. You know, he doesn't fall into it. So like, even he must have been like, well, I mean, maybe my character should die. You know, it would be more tragic, more pathos. You know, if we both died.
Air's like, no, man, you just need to, you know.
I love your East LA Vato imitation of David Ayers. Let's lean into that.
That's what I imagine because that's how he writes almost every character.
Right.
Hey, man, you just need to, you know.
Look, essay. Like,
Did you see the tax collector?
yo, I fucking love Shia in that fucking movie.
That movie's insane.
Yo, I want a whole entire movie based on Shia LaBeouf's character from that movie, from the tax collector. All the rest of that movie is fucking bullshit. But Shia, oh my god,
That whole movie's fucking insane. Like the whole movie, I'm just like, this makes no sense.
it's so TV movie too.
Fucking,
it feels so like low budget.
I think George Carlos.
Right, like no George Lopez.
Yeah, George Lopez.
George Lopez.
He's the fucking crime boss. I was just like, wait, what's going on here? We stepped into like the mirror universe or some shit.
Uh,
I saw that. I was just like, that took me completely out of the movie.
It's like you know, when your mom is like, oh, you know, we got McDonald's at home. You know, it's like they cast that movie. It's like, oh no, we got Al Pacino at home, and it's fucking just George Lopez playing your crime boss.
Oh shit!
When you get your Mexican crime boss off a Wish. It's fucking George Lopez. But he was good though. He was good. like he was surprisingly not George Lopez, but he was George Lopez.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
That's why it just didn't work. That whole movie, I just said, well, that's a choice.
Yeah.
Like every 2 seconds, I'm just like, that's a choice.
That is a choice.
Yeah.
That is a decision.
Yeah.
And I'm serious about this. I'm not being facetious or anything like that. Shia outacted everybody in that fucking movie.
You could tell he was having the time of his life.
And he acted the shit out of that, and like everyone else seemed like dog shit.
Yes.
Who shared the scene with them.
He was the only enthusiastic person in that whole movie.
Right.
Like, I'm gonna kill this role.
Yeah,
My dream to play a gangster. It's like he felt like Henry Hill.
Right.
I always wanted one day. I always be a gangster.
Right. He fucking murdered that role. So to anybody out there, if you get a chance to see the Tax Collector, I think it's on Tubi now.
It's on Hulu.
It's on Hulu. Watch that shit, but just watch the Shia LaBeouf scenes. Don't worry, it's only a half hour.
It is
long at that point.
It is the Mac and Me of gangster movies.
Dead. I fell over in my chair. The Mac. Fucking hate you. Oh, fuck it. We got ET at home.
Mac and Me is a masterpiece, and for every and once you see that movie, you'll understand why I think it's a masterpiece. Because that movie should be called "This Is a Choice" for a whole 90 minutes.
That's a new segment on this podcast. This is a choice.
Bro, they have a fucking choreographed dance scene at a McDonald's. That's when I was like, this is the best movie of all time.
Yeah, man. Fucking 80s, dude. Fucking. What can I say, man? The
And then
80s.
they have the gall to say, "We'll be back" at the end. Like, literally, they had that shit on it.
Yo, fucking Spielberg didn't even get a sequel on E.T. and these motherfuckers were franchise building.
That was big cocaine energy.
Fucking big cocaine.
Yo.
Fucking, you got this fucking chemo alien.
That's a coke dream right there. Holy shit.
For anyone who hasn't seen Mac and Me, go watch Mac. Like, drop whatever you're doing right now. Stop it. I don't care if you have a human heart in your hand, if you're a surgeon and you're listening to this. I don't care if you are 5 minutes away from curing AIDS and cancer of the AIDS. Watch Mac and Me.
It's the best movie ever. And you'll see why. You'll understand for like the first 5 minutes why it's the best movie. That shit is. You'll just be like, oh shit. As soon as the aliens come on screen, you'll just be like, oh shit. What is this?
What the fucking.
And then it just keeps going. You're like, oh shit, what is this?
Fucking, like, it's. How do I describe the aliens from Mac and Me? It's as if, the sea monkeys, if they were all burn victims.
Yeah.
Ethiopian burn victims. If all the sea monkeys from that Sea Monkey TV show, got some sort of incurable disease and had distended bellies, that is Mac and Me. That is the production design. And when they're in the fucking store.
Yeah,
where they're in the
forgot about that.
You forgot about when they're in the store.
Because my mind either goes to the dance sequence or the whole action sequence, and I put that in air quotes, action sequence in the minds.
I know. I'm talking about like when the cops show up at the like Walmart or wherever they're shopping, and there's the shootout.
Oh yeah, that came out of nowhere. Right? That shit got violent. Oh my god! I was like, Mac and Me just got bucked. God damn.
And the mom is wearing the polka dot dress.
Yeah,
like it's a nightmare. Like the whole entire movie is a fucking nightmare.
They follow that up with like the happiest ending in the world, and it makes no sense. And it's not even earned.
Oh shit!
And then on top of that, it says, "We'll be back."
It's like, no, you won't. It's like your career is done. Like, were there any stars in that? Like, did anyone come unscathed out of that movie?
No, that was it. That was it. That was when Coca-Cola thought, yeah, we're gonna be a mega power, and we found out they aren't.
Oh god!
The power of Coca-Cola and McDonald's. That's why they had that dance sequence at McDonald's.
They might as well just call that product placement the movie.
Yeah. That's.
I gotta go watch Mac and Me again.
Masterpiece.
This is fucking. Where's the Criterion edition of that?
Right. Can you imagine how many mad nerds there would be? Like, the hipster nerds. Just like, this is a disgrace to cinema.
No, it's either that or like, well, I guess you could get Mac and Me on Blu-ray, but you really feel the emotion when you watch it on Laserdisc. Laserdisc. Fucking river. I had a friend in elementary school who had a Laserdisc player, and we all thought he was the hottest shit ever. He had one Laserdisc, and it was RoboCop, and his dad paid like $300 for it, and it wasn't even like it wasn't even like the unrated, the X version of it. It was like the straight R version of it.
Oh man.
Yeah. So like, yeah, Laserdisc.
How many times did you have to flip it over?
I don't know, because he would never let us watch it. His dad bought a Laserdisc player, bought a Laserdisc that was not child appropriate, but then decided to be like a responsible adult and like, we got this thing, but we can't show it to you. It's really cool, but it's Yeah, that's all right.
He's trying to build up the hype to how great that movie is. It's a
Look.
little slow play con to make somebody love that movie more.
Look, man, I love RoboCop, and I like as much as I love my father. He was a irresponsible parent, and let me watch RoboCop as a child.
Oh, well, I'm gonna, if I ever have a kid, I'm gonna sit down, and once they hit like 13, RoboCop.
Yeah, I know. I saw it at 8. Man,
You started at 8?
Yeah, because my dad was like, "Hey, you like cops, right?" Yeah. He was like, "You like robots?" Yeah. I got this movie for you. It's fucking RoboCop. Yeah. And
Fucking his dick gets shot off like a rapist.
right.
Remember
And
that?
like, I'm watching like, why won't they stop shooting him? Why won't they stop shooting him?
Oh my god! Remember when R-rated movies always got action figures too, and breakfast cereal,
Right.
and fucking Saturday morning cartoons?
Yo, I remember the RoboCop TV, like the cartoon. Yo,
He turned one of the most violent movies ever made.
Yeah,
and made it for kids.
Rambo has a cartoon,
Yes.
man. Like, so we'll roll up all of your Vietnam trauma and we'll put it fucking on her breakfast cereal.
Despite the second entry at the time being the most kills and like started what the overkill is now. In blockbuster cinema. Motherfucker gets shot by an arrow and blows up like 10 Ways to Sunday.
Right, like if you look at what Rambo represents, like the movie series, and then like imagine someone seeing that and it's like, yeah, man, kids would like that. We'll give them a talking dog and a helicopter.
Some cereal.
Some cereal. Yeah. It's like, oh, yeah, we'll just wash over all the fucking trauma from America's first losing war and the broken heroes that we brought back to the United States. Fuck all that.
that would be-
80s, baby. It's the 80s.
Oh my god.
Big Coke energy, like
Bro.
you said. Oh shit!
Oh my god.
All right.
Well, I think that's a perfect segue into Falcon and Winter Soldier.
We'll talk about Falcon and Winter Soldier. We're gonna so. I want to talk about these other 3 movies that I watched real quick.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go
no,
ahead.
it's all right. It's all right, man. Like we could do this thing for like 5 hours.
That's true.
You know. So the first one I watched, and I just want to talk about this because it plays into something we talked about last year, like through text. It was called Death Ranch. It is a low budget, $1 million low budget, which like you look at it, I don't know how they spent $1 million on this thing. A low budget, like grindhouse knockoff parody, blah 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 blah, about 3 black siblings who go up against a clan or a group of cannibalistic KKK members.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And so it was directed by this dude named Charlie Steeds. And I saw, like, directed by Charlie Steeds, I saw, like, the trailer. I saw what the movie was about, and I read, the synopsis. I'm like, all right, well, automatically I'm thinking, well, this is directed by a black dude. Like Charlie Steeds. Oh, that's a Negro name.
Or a porn name.
Right, a porn name, right? So I was like, I'll give it a chance because like we don't see too many black filmmakers jump into horror.
Right.
Like I cut my teeth in horror. I love horror. Gore horror, do or die.
I mean, M for Martyr is like perfect.
Right. Well, thank you. M for Martyr is my entry in the ABCs of Death 2.5. You can watch that on Vimeo and Amazon.com. And every time you watch that, I get 2 cents. Plug. Royalties. So I go into it knowing that it's a low budget horror movie. But I'm thinking like, okay, I give a wide berth to horror movies because, even though they may be cheap to make or whatever like that, production value is whatever, at least they have something interesting to say. And so I watched this movie. I use air quotes for this movie, and and I do some more research on it. And I find out that's not only is Charlie Steeds a white person, he's from England.
What?
Right.
Stop lying. Stop lying.
No, he's a British dude, British horror maker who say what you will about his work. It's at least competently shot.
Okay.
And I'm watching this movie and I'm like, you were the wrong person to make this movie on all sorts of levels. And then I just started to just nitpick and analyze the shit out of this film. It is horrible on all sorts of levels.
Oh, so Antebellum 2.0?
It's not. It's. I would rather watch Antebellum.
Damn.
And you know how much I hate Antebellum. But that got me thinking about how black trauma is now a subgenre in horror now. And that's what I wanted to talk about. We could do a whole other podcast on how black the black experience is now its own genre in horror films.
So you watched them?
I have not watched them yet. I hear good things about them.
I've heard awful things about them.
See, there you go. Depends on who you ask. But all I want to do is to bring up the fact that even though you do not have to be a person of a certain race to make a movie about a certain race, it helps. It helps to have a frame of reference. It helps to have some sort of skin in the game. Yes. The same problem I had with Antebellum. So even though it was a directing team who did Antebellum, it was the white dude who directed it, pretty much. And the same thing with Death Ranch. It was a British white person who directed it. So he didn't even have any kind of frame of reference for America,
right
in general, so so if you're going to make a movie on a sensitive subject, you should really have some sort of frame of reference and some sort of sensitivity, and maybe you should say that's not the movie I should make. Maybe I should help someone else make that movie.
You know what that sounds like?
What does that sound like?
Sounds like Zack Snyder.
Right. I would love to do a period drama or a something to do with families, but I'm not the person to make the Joy Luck Club.
Yeah.
That's. I have no frame of reference for Asian American women in general. I don't fucking I don't know your truth.
I mean, there's just a lot of movies like that where you're just
right. Yeah. So
could never make that.
Right. So don't watch Death Ranch.
Okay.
Even though it's if you're a horror fan, it's got plenty of gore in it, but it's it's dumb gore. It's I don't see how they spent $1 million on this movie. And I really I was trying to playbook it in my head. It was they spent $1 million to fly everyone from England to Tennessee to film this thing. That's where most of the money went.
That sounds awful.
Yeah, it's awful. So I had to bring that up because it really did ruin my Wednesday, but then I got high.
If I was interested in watching this anyway and just want to learn the hard lesson because this sounds crazy, where can I watch this?
Where all horrible things are, Amazon.
Okay.
Prime. Where else? It's $5.99, baby.
Oh shit!
So quickly, I want to talk about the two other movies I saw. One was called Family.
Oh, who's that by?
I don't know who the director is. I can't really think of it, but the main conceit is it's about a aunt who is stuck having to babysit her niece for a week, and she's an ass, like the aunt's an asshole, childless, blah blah blah. One of those standard, white women, makes a connection with her family and grows, blah 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 blah. But what makes this movie better than all other movies in this sort of subgenre is that it has juggalos in it.
What?
Yes, it is like the little girl, the niece wants to be a juggalo.
What?
Yes, and for those of you who don't know what a juggalo is a fan of the hip hop group Insane Clown Posse.
And they have a gathering.
They have, oh God, I want to go to the gathering so
do I. It's
badly.
like my morbid curiosity could just be.
That is my Valhalla, is the gathering. Whoop, whoop, family ninjas.
Just see
whoop, whoop.
The craziness.
Right. So, but this movie is hilarious. Family. And it's got Kate McKinnon in it. It's got Piper from Orange is the New Black in it.
Oh, okay.
Like, it's well casted, well acted. It's like I teared up through it, and I rarely do that.
Okay.
Yeah, but I also laughed my ass off. So if you get a chance, it's on Stars. Watch Family.
Okay.
All right. And the third movie is I'm going to talk about it quickly. Is Nobody.
Yes.
Right? It's like if Edgar Wright directed fucking John Wick.
That should have been called is Son of John Wick, because you know how every like franchise back in like the 70s or 80s they'd always be like, yo, Son of Shaft,
right. Yeah,
you know what I mean? Even Son of King Kong. So like, yo, that would have been perfect. Son of John Wick,
right? But like,
because they cousins.
Like, I didn't go into Nobody with any sort of expectations.
Oh, I did, because I saw Derek Kolstad was the writer for John Wick on the first three.
Okay.
They didn't invite him back to his own shit for the next two.
Oh, okay. So he's like, let me just do this shit.
Yeah.
And it is glorious.
Yes. The bus fight.
Yo.
Oh my God. There's a part of that where I was like, bro, I would stop right here. You know what part I'm talking about?
What, like when he busts the dude's teeth, or like where like he does the tracheotomy? Like, what are we talking about?
When he goes through the window.
Right. Okay. When they threw him out the window,
and he's just laying there, chilling there, and I was like, bro, you're laying in glass. You landed face first in that glass, and he just laid there for like a hot minute before he got back up.
It was like,
And you would have thought if the dude came back on the bus, why start fighting him again? Like, a lot of y'all niggas already got fucked.
Right. Like he came at you with no weapons. He disarmed. Like I'm sorry. If I'm in any kind of situation where a dude pulls out a gun and then proceeds to like just empty the gun and put the gun down and then come at me, like, you know what? You win. You win. Like, I don't know what shit you've seen or what kind of hellscape you came from, but you took the bullets out of your gun and then decided to fist fight me. You didn't put the gun somewhere. You didn't leave the gun at home. You decided to show me the gun, remove the bullets, just to show me how badly you're going to kick my ass.
That's some sick shit.
You're right.
That's some shit where you gotta like, yo, we gotta put this dude in a mental hospital.
Right. Someone does that to me. It's like, I'm gonna just go.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna. Here's my wallet. And yeah,
I mean, it did have that John Wick humor because the dude had the tattoo on his wrist, and one dude saw it,
and he's like
locked every
15 locks,
like Looney Tunes door. Lock.
So if anyone gets a chance to see Nobody, it's not going to change your life. But if you're looking for like a nice stopgap in between John Wick 3 and then John Wick 4. Whatever they're gonna what convoluted name they're gonna give it.
Yeah, right.
Watch Nobody.
Man, See, now let's retire John Wick. Like John Wick 3 should have been it.
It should have been
and
done.
We could have built nobody into the next John Wick franchise, because this one could, like, they could make 8 of these and I'd still go, because it makes sense.
It's so fun. It is such a fun movie, and the fact that like he keeps on trying to tell his story, but motherfuckers keep dying. Like he's trying to give you his backstory. He's trying to be like, yeah, no, I'm an auditor. Like I'm the guy that brings. Like, oh, you died. like, oh, I killed you. I'm sorry. Like,
and it sounds bad on paper having Bob Odenkirk, the RZA, and Christopher Lloyd as a family in an action movie, but they pulled that shit off. I was like, yeah, when you see them at the end together,
fucking back to back.
Yeah.
Fucking Christopher Lloyd with just like 15 shotguns, right?
And doesn't get hit. He's the only one who doesn't get hit,
right? Because it's Christopher fucking Lloyd. Listen, his writer, he can't get shot,
man. Oh man, if they make the sequel, they gotta be back, bigger roles.
Yeah. Oh my god, yeah. Like, cause I want to know, like, what the fuck did the RZA do?
Yeah.
Like what? Like how? Like.
Because he was sniping them dudes from like 800 yards.
Like he had to fake his death and shit like that. All this time, he just shows up, just like headshot, boom, boom. All right, we're gonna stop talking about nobody. Give you guys a chance to watch it, but it is good.
Please watch it. I want like 8 more.
Yeah,
please.
Yeah. Like if you need a nice violent popcorn movie, go for it.
Yeah.
All right, so we got like a half hour left to talk about all the other shit we have to talk about. Oh shit. All right, so nobody.
All right, real quick, let's run through Falcon the Winter Soldier. Speaking of nobody, writer Derek Kolstad also wrote 2 episodes of this.
Which episodes?
I think 4 and 5.
Okay. All right. I get that. I see that.
Especially the end of 5. Where I was like, oh, so that's how you're going to get the shield back.
Right.
Because that was like mirroring Black Panther. The title of that episode is The World is Watching. And there's a part in Black Panther where T'Challa catches Claw and is about to execute Claw. But then Ayo, his lead of the Dojo Milaje, runs up to him and says, no, my king. The world is watching. And you see everybody with their cameras.
Right.
So it was like a mirror to that, because he kills everybody.
Yeah.
He kills that dude right in front of everybody. I was like, you can't have Captain America killing somebody on camera like that.
But like the fact that like the dude earlier in the episode was like, yeah, Captain America was my hero. And like as soon as he said that, I was like, oh yeah, like fucking Wish version of Captain America is gonna fuck you up. Yeah, he's gonna hurt you.
Well, I'm just glad that Cap is black now.
I am glad. I loved what Captain the Falcon and Winter Soldier did throughout the whole entire series when it comes to like touching on the duality of being a black American.
Yes, and one that served the country.
Right. Like you can still love the country and want to do the right thing, but also realize that
things got to change.
To like fucking shitty.
Yeah.
My only I had 2 problems with this last episode. I do not like the Captain America Falcon costume. I've never liked it. I didn't like it in the comics.
Should just have him go back to goggles and just get rid of the headpiece.
Like the headpiece, and like I'm not a big fan of anybody being all white. I'm sorry. Like I don't like. Even when you go to church, like, never did it for me. Like that's the problem.
Makes you look like a pimp,
right? Exactly. And it's also hard to keep clean, especially if you're fucking kicking ass all the time.
Falling in the dirty ass Hudson River,
right?
That shit is gross.
It was a little too heavy-handed. The writing was a little too like message. See, there was no nuance for me.
I like the last speech though, because that speech when he started going off, that's when I was like, oh. So that's why Steve handed you the shield.
Right, yeah.
Because that's exactly what Steve would have said and done at that point.
Yeah, no, like I got it. Like it just seemed a little too I get it and I loved it. It just seemed a little too heavy-handed for me. I don't know. Like I would have rewritten that.
I see what you're saying.
It seems a little too. It felt like theater.
Oh, like The way it's like staged,
the way it's
and they're
staged,
acting,
like the way it's staged, the
and
way
acted.
he's delivering a soliloquy.
Yeah.
But that doesn't take away from how, it's very of the moment, and also how it's doing something that Zack Snyder's Justice League would not have the guts to do, and could not do,
because it's a movie for adults.
Because it's a movie for adults.
See,
Right.
well, I mean, sometimes it works to be earnest, man,
Right, modeling and stuff like that, like
but not being naive.
right.
Be earnest, but not naive.
Yeah, and that's why I fuck with Captain America in general. Like Steve Rogers, like whenever they talk about Steve Rogers,
So much respect.
right, and it's like, yeah, fucking Captain America.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was respectable. He was a man of the people. He's the one who defied the government and became a war criminal.
Right,
For
exactly.
the people.
Like he's the best of us.
Yeah.
He picked up the hammer.
Yeah.
He was the best of us.
He was better than Thor.
Right? That's America.
So, yeah, I mean, I'm excited for Captain America 4 now.
Yeah,
Because they announced that last night.
So I don't even know what they're doing with Captain America 4. So it's just going to be him with the Winter Soldier, or
Yeah,
is
it
it like,
has to be. They're a team now. You know what I
Right.
mean? Because that like goes against what this whole series was. Because
Right.
at literally the last thing that's on the screen says Captain America and the Winter
Soldier will return. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I really I'm liking what Marvel has been doing with their TV shows.
See, I love the first 3 episodes of WandaVision, and then for me, got a little too long. Like I thought it could be like 6-7 episodes.
And they could have cut it down. They could have, but like the fact that they went so weird with it.
For those first few episodes, yeah.
I would even say, I mean, the last 2 episodes were very kind of standard.
That was Marvel. That was just standard Marvel.
Standard Marvel, but I appreciated how every episode was a different nod to a different TV show or a different genre TV show. That kind of like played to me as a kid who grew up watching these shows. Like I watched Bewitched and I, like the Donna Reed show and all of those things.
When we got to like the Modern Family part, I was just like, this is on TV now. Like,
Right.
let's get to the point. You know what I mean? Wanda kind of got on my nerves after a while. Like, I get where she's coming from, but like, it felt at times the writers were even stretching it out. Where like, what's her kid name? Monica gets in the bubble, and
Right.
she's like, "Hey, you can trust me. I'm not with Shield," and then she's like, "No, I don't trust you." I'm just like, "Come on, man. We're stretching this narrative now. Let's get it."
Right. Yeah. No, I get that. I get that. It was 2 episodes too long.
Yeah.
But generally, like, I just enjoy the fact that they're trying new things and they're actually saying things.
Well, yeah, man, because that's what Falcon and Winter Soldier to me was like a 6-hour movie,
Right.
With no fat. Like episodes 1 and 2 is the first act. Episodes 3 and 4 is the second act, and then episode 5 and 6 is the third act.
Yeah.
It's written like a movie too.
Yeah. So I'm like, if
That's the closest we're gonna get to Lethal Weapon in the MCU.
well, no, man, like Iron Man 3 was Lethal Weapon.
that was Lethal Weapon too, because they liked each other, Rhodey and.
Okay. All right. I get you. All right. Fair
So yeah,
enough.
that's Lethal Weapon too.
All right. But yeah, I'm excited for Loki. I want to see what they do with
How
that.
weird they get. Well, my most anticipated for Marvel comes out in November. It's The Eternals, just because Chloe Zhao's doing it, and like the fact that Chloe Zhao's like, if you don't know who Chloe Zhao is, she did The Rider, and she did Nomadland, which will probably win Best Picture tomorrow night.
I still have not seen Nomadland. I gotta watch it before tomorrow night.
Well, we'll get to that later, but yeah, she said she approached Marvel, pitched Marvel on doing this, and they said yeah, and she did it her way. She shot it her way.
Okay.
They built sets. Yeah, this has the first like queer relationship in it, and
Okay.
Kevin Feige's like, he said yes. He's like, I'm tired of talking about that. Let's just get to a day where that's not even like the most important thing in the movie. So there's, and Kamal Nanjiani, one of the most hilarious people on earth, got swole.
So fucking swole.
Because he's gonna do a Bollywood musical number in this movie.
Really?
Yes, because his superhero is a Bollywood star, is Eternal.
All right.
So like, I'm excited to see this, man. This sounds like a Marvel's art movie, maybe.
Okay, like Marvel has given me no reason to doubt anything that they do. So even their worst movie,
Which is Thor: The Dark World.
arguably, I kind of like the Dark World, but whatever. I liked it better than the first Thor. Yeah, whatever. But like even their worst movies are still enjoyable, are still watchable.
I'd rather sit through their worst than
the Zack Snyder's verse. We're best.
Yeah, where Batman cuckolds Superman. I'll never let that go.
If you didn't listen to the last episode, we talked about how in the DCEU there were plans for Batman to cuck Superman.
No lie, like
That's a storyline. I'm not making a joke. Like I know I said, jokes earlier about the porn thing.
if you were a studio head, Jeff, what would you say to that? If somebody came in and pitched you that, what would you say?
I wouldn't say anything. They wouldn't get past the door. Because that's not the first bad idea you've had. So like there's been like a track record of you having bad fucking ideas before you got to the cuck Superman storyline. So I would have already fucking cut you off. Like for whatever reason I can't fire you because you got pictures of me fucking doing whatever I do with a fucking rubber ducky. That's the only reason you have a job. Like I can't fire you, but I don't have to listen to you give me cuck Superman storyline.
Yeah,
I'm going to keep on saying cuck Superman just because I'm trying to get it to register in my brain that was a real thing that someone pitched to someone else and got paid for. They were able to buy a house.
fucking Zack Snyder. Just fucking Zack Snyder, man.
Fucking Vax. I'm about to call him Vax Snyder.
Yeah,
Vax Snyder.
Zack Snyder. I mean, he is. I told you, like I said last week, he's a virus. Just gotta let him run his course.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, no, what the fuck are we talking about? We gotta move on.
Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Falcon and Winter Soldier. If you have not watched it,
Watch it.
Watch it. It's got some important things to say. How it says it could have been a little bit more refined, but the fact that it was said in a major fucking TV show, or as you put it, like 6-hour movie, it's. I put it like I put Black Panther. Like Black Panther wasn't a fantastic movie, but it was an important movie.
Yeah.
I honestly think that Into the Spider-Verse was a better movie than Black Panther, but Black Panther was more important. All right,
Because it's live action.
because live action, also because like
Everything was there.
everything was there.
Right.
It felt like we had arrived.
Right.
So in that respect, The Falcon and Winter Soldier is an important show, especially when it comes to, not so much representation, but, actualization or like visibility for, just not having us on screen, but showing the internal the internal struggle that as African Americans in this country have to go through.
Right.
Like the fact that it was touched upon in such a mainstream show is important. Execution, I enjoyed it. Things could have been better, but things could have been much worse. They could have really fucked this up.
Well, I mean, it was the dude they did get to write this. Not write it, but be the showrunner for this was Malcolm Spellman, and Malcolm Spellman was the guy who was being propped up by DB Weiss and David Benoff for
Right.
Game of Thrones when they were doing Confederate to make it okay to
Okay.
do Confederate. And
So-
if nobody knows what Confederate is,
Let's talk about Confederate, which is the most. I can't come up with the words to describe how fucking stupid and wrong-headed this project was. But go ahead. I would just explain.
it is a
Confederate.
alternate history show in which the South has risen and won. The Confederacy has won the Civil War, and slavery still exists. Who the fuck wants to watch that?
That's going to be an HBO show.
Yeah,
That was-
HBO.
Hubo.
Yeah,
Right.
They were rushing through the last season of Game of Thrones.
To do Star Wars and this.
Yes,
And we saw what that got you. If you want to talk about the last season of Game of Thrones, we can spend 5 hours talking about the last season of Game of Thrones, how you spent 7 episodes shitting on 10 years worth of goodwill.
that's because that 7 episodes needed to be 2 different seasons.
Right?
You know what I mean? Told over 10 episodes.
Yeah. And don't even get me started on, like, I don't know if you saw the Facebook post I made when that penultimate episode, the one where Khaleesi burns down.
Oh yeah.
Did you see my post about how, like, just a little bit of sound design would have made that whole entire episode click and so much better?
I didn't.
So see, man, we had. All right, I'm going to talk about this, but we don't really have time to talk about this. We're going to talk about it. All right, so if you saw the penultimate episode of Game of Thrones, Khaleesi comes in to King's Landing and she storms the gates. She kills everybody. She comes in. She's freed the city from Khaleesi, and then she just decides to burn down the whole entire fucking city without a trigger.
Right.
Right? So, which is totally like the most
Out of character.
out of the blue heel turn.
Because it wasn't built up to.
Right. So here's how you fix that. And here's, like, without shooting one other scene, without shooting anything, just sound design. So the bells are ringing, right? Like the bells that show, like, she's Cersei has given up the city. She stopped fighting. Khaleesi can stop her attack. The bells are ringing. Khaleesi's on top of her dragon, just surveying the city, and she's proud. She's happy. She's liberated all the people. And then she hears the people of King's Landing thanking Cersei for saving them.
Yeah.
That is what turns her. Like, she's fought so hard to get here, to claim her rightful place, to, like, be the best ruler she can, and they're thanking their oppressor.
Yes. Yes. That would have worked.
Yes.
Yes.
Little bit of sound design, that's where you get that heel turn. It's like, oh, okay, all right, now I'm gonna burn your shit down.
Yes.
You know, if they had just done that heel turn, well, it's a nice stopgap.
No, that's good. I'm just saying because, like, that's such a simple fix, and it would have.
Yeah. Like, I hate to Monday morning quarterback this shit, but, like, that could have saved that whole entire episode, because that heel turn came out of fucking nowhere. Out of nowhere. This chick just decided, like, she's just gonna burn. Like, she fought for years to get this place. It's like, I'm just gonna burn it fuck down.
Right.
Right. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. So anyway,
That it. Back to
like
Falcon and Winter Soldier.
do we have any more to talk about?
No, man. It was good.
Yeah, it was good. Watch it.
Mortal Kombat. What'd you think?
I enjoyed Mortal Kombat.
Okay.
The remake, or whatever you want to call it, the soft reboot. It is much better than the 90s bullshit.
Same.
Right? And it was fun. It took itself seriously enough, but not too seriously. Like, it tried to give everybody some pathos, some ethos. It tried to, like, give everyone kind of a story, make me feel for them. The action was competent. I think the gore could have been better.
It was a little cheesy.
It was It was
Also, the editing was a little choppy.
Yeah, like they definitely left like a good hour on the cutting room floor. But it was fun. It was enjoyable. Like I was talking to Frank earlier about this today. If I had watched it at a budget matinee, if I had paid $5 to see it in the theater, I wouldn't be mad.
Oh, that's what I did today. I saw it in the theater, and I had a good time. Everybody had a good time.
Yeah,
Kano was making everybody laugh.
Right?
You know, I was rolling too. Like, yeah, man. I wanted to see it in a theater because I never got to see the other two Mortal Kombats in theaters.
Right.
You know, at that point I was like 7, 8. So like,
yeah. Thanks for making me feel real fucking old. All right, cool. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, I wanted to see this in the theater. So even I wasn't mad at the redo of the theme song where it was just the wub wubs, the dubstep wub wubs.
It was
I was
fine.
like, okay, yeah,
it was fine. And
when I see, and I'm getting mad that people are like getting
mad,
yeah, over this and Godzilla versus Kong, saying like, oh, we're just celebrating stupid movies now, and I'm like, no, man, we're in a fucking pandemic. We want to be entertained, and we want to be entertained with some big budget,
some bullshit. It's like some big budget bullshit.
Like Michael Bay, I wish he had one on deck. You know what I mean?
I would fucking stand in line for a Michael Bay movie now.
But John Woo.
Like a lot of people on my Facebook are like complaining about the story, blah blah blah, and I'm just like,
it's a fucking Mortal Kombat movie,
right? Okay, so it's a movie based on a 30-year-old video game, where the main selling point of that video game is if you press the right buttons in the right order, you can rip a man's spine out his booty hole.
Yeah, man.
You know, like that's like. What do you want? Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon? Because you're looking at the wrong fucking place. That ain't this. You know, they spell combat with a K. You know, like
that game was forbidden for a reason,
right? Yeah, and I spent money playing the original game, like
in the
arcades. Like I was dropping quarters like nobody's business. And like the story it's got a story, but it was no one played for the fucking story.
Right. You wanted to see what you came for, which was the fatalities and the fucking combat.
Right, exactly. So like the fact that they were able to cobble together this story from the 11 different versions of the retconned backstory from each different video game.
Bro, I'm playing Mortal Kombat 11 right now on PlayStation 5, and I can tell you like that shit makes no sense because they're merging timelines and shit. And I'm like, okay, sure, man.
Yeah, like that's right. Like when people like I saw someone complain like, well, Kano and Sonya, they work together. That's not how it was in the video game. It's like, so what?
Yeah.
So fucking what?
He was still a villain. He still fucked them all.
Like later go. He fucked you all in the end.
Yeah, man.
Like so.
Like Jesus Christ.
But did you see a chick with wings get cut in half with a metal hat? Did you see that? Yes. There you go. Sold American.
You know. I had a jolly old time.
Yeah, and I appreciate the sort of wokeness of it. How like. I mean, if you want to do a deep dive, like the sort of animosity between the Chinese and the Japanese, they kind of they played that up, and, and they actually got Chinese actors to play Chinese characters and the Japanese
to play Japanese
characters instead of like, oh, you look slanted-eyed enough.
Yeah, because Scorpion and Sub-Zero, they're the backbone of this movie,
right? They're the backbone of the fucking series.
But what is? Listen, I'm not mad there won't be in sequels. If you watch the movie, you'll understand why they won't be in sequels. But I'm not mad at that, just because it was so well done in this one.
Right, I would not mind a sequel to this movie.
Yeah,
like I would go see it.
Let's see who they get for Johnny Cage. You got to get a real. You know what? Get the dude who played Captain America and Falcon and Winter Soldier, because that homeboy has a punchable face. Wyatt Russell. Ryan Russell. It's Kurt Russell's son.
Yo, I just found that out last week. Like I IMDb'd him. It's like, oh, so that's what happens when Kurt Russell and Goldie Hawn fuck. That's
Produced
what
a dude with a punchable face.
Punchable, but he's pretty but punchable.
Yes.
You know?
Yes. That's why he gets the perfect roles.
Right.
He gets the perfect roles.
I think they should just aim for the stars and get Tom Cruise. Can you imagine Tom? I think Tom Cruise would do it too. I don't know.
Oh man, I mean it's just all about doing stunts now.
Yeah,
that's why he loved Tenet, because remember he was the first one back at the movies.
Right. I'm sorry. Can you give me your Tom Cruise
back
impression?
at the movies.
That is Brandon's impression of Tom Cruise. In Brandon's mind, Tom Cruise sounds like a 1940s villain. With a pencil mustache, a top hat, and a cape.
That's how he sounded to me. I just remember watching that and just being infuriated because it was so stupid. You're running up. That dude ran to the poster too.
With his little feet.
Yeah.
His little baby feet.
How'd you think about it, Tom? I loved it.
It was great. So it had everything I liked in it. It had fighting, and it had time travel. The only thing it didn't have was enough Tom Cruise.
But Tom Cruise, if you're listening to this, I would really like to work with you. So, you know.
Let me make Mission Impossible 10. I'll shoot this shit in IMAX 70, the whole entire movie.
See, I only want to direct the Mission Impossible that takes place in space.
Oh, speaking of space, they played the Fast 9 trailer in front of Mortal Kombat, and I'm mad because I wasn't trying to see another trailer for that. And then the end of that trailer, I was like, oh, we went there. We went there. Finally, we went there.
So for anyone who doesn't know, who hasn't seen the newest Fast and the Furious trailer, they are going to space. It took Jason 10 movies to get to space. It took the Fast and the Furious franchise only 9. Because that's how fucking fast.
Well, technically, this is 10. This is 10 because
this is 10?
Hobbs and Shaw.
No, you can't count. Like, that's side universe shit, man. You can't count. Like, because even in the poster it says, Fast and Furious presents Hobbs and Shaw. Oh shit! All right, so we're gonna have to talk about
the Oscars and Godzilla versus Kong next time.
Next time, we'll talk about it in the past tense. We'll talk about how much of a circle jerk the Oscars are going to be this year, like they are every year. All right. Well,
we're the Film Blurds.
Film Blurds, thank you for indulging us with our bullshittery and shenanigans. I am Jeff Stewart, and this has been Brandon Norwood.
That's me.
And we'll catch you next time. I hope you like it. Subscribe. Click all the links or do whatever I want to be famous, man. Just do whatever it takes to make me famous.
And thanks to New Pod City for having us.
Yep, Frank. Thank you, sir. Peace out.
You've been listening to the Film Blurs Podcast.
Man, I just love what you guys do, man.
I never miss an episode. It's the best.
It's my favorite podcast.
Follow Jeff on IG on MindFireXL and Brandon on Twitter at BJN Tweets.